If God be for you, who could be against me? Who could stand? If God be for me, if God be for me, who can be against? Then he goes on to say, not only don't be fearful of man, why be fearful of the oppressor? He's bent on destruction, but his power is futile. His power is futile. It will not work. Even the very thing the enemy sent for your evil, God turns it around and uses it for your good. The great prince of preachers, Charles Spurgeon, the greatest preacher probably of the 1800s, said it this way. He said, the devil wields his weapon and sharpens his sword, and on the edge of its blade is inscribed, it shall not prosper. It didn't mean that the devil wasn't going to try. It just meant at every turn where he does, it will not prosper. Because the God you have, the God you serve, when you see him for who he is, not the fragmented glimpse, not the through the midst of your circumstance you interpret God, but the God who he is, the God that this word talks about. This God is not just a little better than somebody else. Jesus is not your homeboy. He is not just a little better than your big brother. He is God all by himself, and beside him there is no other. He said, I stretched the heavens out. Our scientists are still trying to figure out where the universe ends. He says, I laid the whole thing out, spoke into nothing, created everything that you see, and hold the whole universe together by the word of my power. He says, I laid the foundations of the earth before you were ever thought in your mama's womb. He said, I am God. I am omnipotent. I'm all powerful. I'm omniscient. I'm all knowing. I'm omnipresent. I'm everywhere at once. As a matter of fact, the psalmist said, if I ascend into heaven, you are there. If I made my bed in hell, you are there. Which reminds me of this. God's attributes are not contingent on our actions. His character is not substantiated by what you and I do. He's faithful even when you're not faithful. He's righteous even when you're not righteous. He is God all by himself. He's eternal God. He's the God who was, who is, and is to come. He was there, he will be there, and he is currently here. He is the God who is holy. He is righteous. He is loving. He is merciful. He is kind. He is royalty. He is King of kings, and he's Lord of lords. And when you get this view of who your God really is, it stiffens the faith in your backbone. And all of a sudden, you begin to take a new posture with God in the midst of your circumstance. And you simply don't tell God about your problems. You start reminding your problems about who your God is. There's a difference. There's a difference between telling God about your mountain and reminding your mountain about who your God is. There's a difference between telling God about your sickness and telling your sickness, my God is a healer. Telling my lack, my God is the God who provides. Telling my anxiety, he is my peace. Telling my depression, God is the lifter of my head. You can praise him for who he is. Somebody ought to bless their God.